Buddy, the story of Buddy Holly. Written by Ann Bustard and illustrated by Kurt Cyrus. Narrated for Brooklyn Blowback TV. A time or two ago, out West Texas way, where tumbleweeds rolled down flat, dusty streets, and the sunny sun and the starry stars shined brighter than bright, a good-hearted family howdied their newest young'un into this old world. They named him Charles Hardin, after his granddaddy Charles and his granddaddy Hardin. But his mama called him Buddy. It was the Great Depression. His family might have been money poor, but little Buddy was rich in love and in music too. Ooh-wee, could his kin sing! At night they'd raise soaring to the heavens hymns, plus toe-tapping, boot-stomping western tunes. They'd play the piano, violin, and accordion too. Everyone except his daddy, who'd say, "Someone has to listen." Music set deep in Buddy's bones. Why, when he was barely knee-high to an armadillo, he play-fiddled and sang at a talent contest. Boy, howdy! Just 5 years old and he lassoed first prize. But music wasn't top dog for Buddy during his early schooling years. No siree. He fancied hitting homers in the red dirt. Thwack! Smack! Thwack! Pelting cans with his slingshot. Ping! Bang! Bing! Chasing Alonzo the dog. Yep! 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 He loved drawing pictures. Ow! Ooh! Ah! Reading comics. Kapow! Zow! And diving into adventure stories too. Yippee! He might have been quiet as a jackrabbit, but he was always a-looking, always a-listening, always a-trying. His mama told him he could do anything he put his mind to. Buddy might have been the smallest of his kin, but he was always a-reaching higher. When it came time for piano, though, Buddy hopped away quicker than a cricket. He was too busy riding in a soapbox derby, shooting marbles, waiting on fish. But come 6th grade, his parents got him a guitar. He strummed, and he picked, he twanged. Buddy stuck to that guitar like white on rice. He played and played, and then he played some more. Mostly he taught himself. His fingers hightailed it down those strings. Any old time, any old where. He'd play and play. Whoo-de-doo! That guitar set Buddy's spirits a-soaring, soaring on the windy wind. Buddy dreamed dreams bigger than the wide-open West Texas sky, and music-making was deep in his heart. Yes, sirree. Any old time, any old where, he'd play, and he'd play some more. Country and gospel ran through Buddy's veins. He learned from family and by listening to his favorites, country boys, Hank Williams, Bill Monroe, and Bob Wills. After hearing a song, he'd give it his own twist, stretching out a word farther than far, adding hiccups between sounds, making it his. By the time Buddy was a teenager, his heart had begun a beating to a sound called rhythm and blues. Doing, doing, doing. Late at night, beneath the heaven full of stars, he'd listen to the radio play Muddy Waters and Lightnin' Hopkins. Buddy had no doubt about it. Those cats electrified the airways with their jivin', wailin' ways. Just days past Buddy's 17th birthday, he and his pal Jack were asked to sing and play on a weekly local radio show. Now, Buddy had radio fans of his own. It wasn't long before Buddy heard a newfangled commotion. Oh yeah! Ooh yeah! Its fast-driving, pounding beat spun off the turntable and shook up the stage. It was country, gospel, and blues all fired into one. Hot diggity! Rock and roll! Yeah! It was cooler than cool. When a young singer named Elvis Presley performed in Lubbock, Texas, Buddy and his friend Bob opened the show. That Buddy always made things his own, even though no music star wore glasses. Buddy did. Then he put away his cowboy boots and just before graduation got himself a Fender Stratocaster electric guitar. Faster than greased lightning, louder than a thunderstorm, more powerful than a Texas twister, and plumb full of gumption, Buddy and his friends rode and played hip-hoppin' tunes. No foolin', that music blasted them into out-of-this-world places. Any old time, any old where, they'd rock. Buddy took his guitar and let it lead the way. If it was a sound they hadn't reckoned with before, it was all the better. Yeeee-doggie! Buddy might have been a tad shy, but put him on stage and he'd light up like Christmas, creating something sparkling new with his band that felt star-spangled special, chasing them, catching words, putting them together just so, hoping for a crackling grand finale. Pa-boom! Pa-pow! Ah-woo! Wow! Reaching for the starry stars, coming home after a gig. Buddy would find his mama waiting for their jam session, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Buddy's mama thought his music was the greatest thing. Buddy's mama thought his music was the greatest thing since Do, Re, Mi. Not everyone thought rock and roll was as fine as dollar cotton, though. A fad, said some. Too wild, said others. Mighty loud, said many. Too different, said more. Buddy wondered if his dreams would ever come true, but he kept at it still. Then, the year after graduation, Buddy was signed to make his first record. It was his big break. And the phone kept ringing. That's right, that'll be the day. Buddy had learned music at his mama's knee. Words of love. Buddy's heart beat strong to the music. Believe me. Buddy felt music in his bones. It's a wonderful feeling. Buddy lived his music, not fade away. Buddy was his music. Every day, Peggy Sue, oh boy! Upbeat as a sunrise, Buddy and his band kept a rollin'. New York, Austin, San Diego, Alberta, and everywhere in between, fans stomped, clapped, and shouted, "More!" Any old time, any old where. They called themselves Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Now Jerry, Joe B., Nicky, and Buddy, they'd rock on and on. Catchy tunes kept a-comin', bedazzling Buddy with their bright, bouncy beat, freer than the windy wind. Buddy Holly soared and soared. Ooh!